Hello, everybody. I'm Professor Dr. Konstantin Korotkov. For the last 45 plus years, I work in science. First, it was quantum physics, biophysics. Then it was optics, biomechanics. And finally, I came to medicine and biology. And I'm doing a lot of experiments in different universities with many research projects. And one of our key projects, it's a project on consciousness and on water. And today I want to tell you a couple of words about this and to tell you more about my important meetings and friendship with Dr. Masaru Emoto. For this, let me show you some presentation. Okay. So I met Dr. Emoto at some conference. First it was in Russia, then in other countries, because first he came to Russia on the invitation of one of our key water company, and we became friends. And for many years, we had joint experiments, joint activity. He was inviting me to different experiments. I was inviting him. And today I want to tell you just about some glimpses of this. One of very interesting experiment was our experience on Baikal Lake. You know that Dr. Emoto, a big part of his activity was related to blessing of water. And he was coming to big lakes and he was doing ceremonies. Baikal Lake is one of the biggest lake in Russia, and it's one of the deepest lake in the world. So we came there with Dr. Emoto, with a group of scientists, film team, and we were planning to do a ceremony, blessing of the water, and to record this, make a movie. And I was planning to use our own technology. But to let you understand what does it mean, I want to show you a little video. So this technology, BioWell, allows us to measure human well-being. It is based on very interesting quantum effects. So we apply very short electrical impulses to fingers, and we stimulate emission of photons and electrons from the fingers. And this way, using very complicated nonlinear algorithms, we can evaluate well-being, health, stress level, energy level, and that's why it is very interesting and useful instrument for medicine, both integrative and classical. Now, more than 5,000 doctors, practitioners, researchers use this instrument in the world. So if you want to see and know more, you can go to our website, www.biowell.com. Okay, but this technology has one more applications. This application is based on the idea of measuring 5 elements of nature. It's very ancient Oriental idea about main elements of nature: fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. So we have special sensors, in particular we have this sensor, and they name it Sputnik because it looks like first Russian Sputnik. And this sensor may be connected to BioWell, and again with computer we can detect information that gives us about the condition of the environment. It is based on the idea that the sensor sends very short electrical impulses in space, or it generates standing electromagnetic waves, and distribution of those standing electromagnetic waves define the condition of environment. And if we have a person in this environment, we are conductive subjects. We have our conductivity in our body, we have resistance of our skin. That's why we influence distribution of those waves. And of course, we change the readings of the instrument. It may be one person or a group of people. And if those people start some mental activity, like meditation, like pray, like stress, emotions, then it change their internal state, it change their sympathetic parasympathetic nervous balance, and it change their conductivity. So it may be reflected on the measurement of this sensor. So we have many experiments of this kind, and at our website, sputnik.biowell.com, you can find a lot of descriptions, and you can download a lot of papers about this. So again, coming back to our ceremony with Dr. Emoto, we came to Baikal Lake, we came to a little island, Olkhon Island, and this island for many millenniums was used by local Siberian shamans for ceremonies. It's impossible to live at this island. There are nothing there. And in wintertime, it's totally covered with ice, with snow. So it is even difficult to come there. So they were coming only in summertime, springtime for ceremonies. So we came to this island with Dr. Emoto, with a team of crew, filming team, with scientists, and we were planning to make this ceremony. But we came there and it started raining. And we were, of course, very disappointed because it's impossible to make filming, at least when it's raining, or very difficult. But Dr. Emoto told, okay, don't worry, let us meditate together. Let us ask higher forces to give us good weather. And we meditated for several minutes, and you know what? Above us, it was absolutely clear sky and sun. Around, it was raining. So it took us 2 hours to make a ceremony, and then all these 2 hours was very good weather, and then it started raining again. And I was doing measurement nearby Dr. Emoto with our sensor, and you know what? This is a line of our measurement. So if you can see, this is beginning of people are coming, and this demonstrates beginning of presentation by Dr. Nemota, assistant of Dr. Yemota, and you see this peak. And then it was ceremony, beginning of all the process, and in this process, people started collective meditation, and you see, line coming down. So it is very, very typical process when in the process of meditation, energy is coming down, because it is indication of balancing of environment. I will tell about you later on as well, but it is absolutely clear for us. When we meditate, would it be one person, would it be a group of people, we balance environment around ourselves. And so it was detected here. At this moment, Dr. Sarimoto started his presentation, blessing the water, and again, it's like very strong meditation. So you see it was peak, and then energy came down again, very strongly. And it was for maybe 15-20 minutes. Then it is beginning of blessing the water at this moment. And again, energy came up. And here it's a very interesting moment. Here, Dr. Imota started thinking. He started thinking a song of the Japanese warrior. And you see this huge peak. So you see that all the moments of this ceremony was reflected by measurement. So it means that by our emotions, by meditation, by strong intention, we really change the energy of the environment. And this is physical process that may be measured by different sensors. And when it was over, it was rain for some time was coming, then it stopped, and we've seen beautiful, beautiful rainbow, double rainbow. So it was really like a blessing to our experiments. Very similar experiment we did at Beaver Lake. Again, it was led by Dr. Immortal, and together with Sputnik, we've been using water sensors, because it is very interesting to take measurement of water before and after, and we have several sensors for this. So we are doing measurement of water with different sensors. We send all information to the cloud, to server, and on server we have very powerful processing software. So it's not depend on the experimenter, because all the processing of data is totally automatic. And it's another device that we are using. And this is how it looks like, this installation with our BioWell device and different instruments. And you look, this is image of distilled water. And it's practically a rounded circle, of quite little size. This is initial water from Beaver Lake. And you see it is active, much more active, energetic water compared with distilled water. But this is image of the same water after blessing. And you see very big difference. Of course, we can present this difference by measurement. So it was initial measurements and it was after blessing. So it is absolutely clear again that water change its parameters. And from our experience, from our science, we know that those are the change of structure. It's not the change of composition, but it is a change of structure. And of course, this is related to consciousness study, what I've told you about. We are doing this study for many years now. I have different books on this topic that you can find on internet, or in particular on Amazon.com under my name. And I give you just a couple of examples. This example of influence of very powerful healer, Victor Felipe from Germany, from Dresden, Germany to St. Petersburg. You see, it was very stable signal before the intention, and then a very big peak when they start when Dr. Philippine began this intention. So he was able to do it alone himself. They did it with a group, and again you see it was their intention, and it was clear effect, increasing of signal after they've sent this intention. So it was clear on different days. Of course, it may be a different type of intention. Here it was very directed intention, but we can measure meditation process as well. And typically in meditation process, we have decrease of signal, as it was, I was demonstrated for you in Baikal Lake experiments. So these was experiments done with in the United States with Dr. Eric Pearl, when it was again collective meditations. And we did many experiments of this kind with different presenters, with different people. In particular, it was Dr. Lynn McTaggart, and she was able to organize so-named water intention experiments. So she was able to organize a lot of people on the internet. It was thousands of people who subscribed. And at the particular moment, all those people, they were sending intention to some laboratory, in particular to our laboratory. And we've been measuring this with Sputnik, with water sensor. So we were comparing before this intention and after. We did many experiments with Lynn McTaggart, and it was always successful. So it was always like before and after. So you see, it was really very big difference. Of course, it was different in different experiments, but still we always had some effect. And of course, it was always interesting whether it is only one, maybe it was some variation of some signal, so it has nothing to do with intention. So we were able to make a big experiment in Madrid, where it was 25 people at the workshop. And at some moment, those people was meditating. And we had 9 bival instruments with Sputnik. And all those instruments was doing measurement. And you see, those are results. You see, from 9 instruments, 7 instruments had very clear response. So you see, it was entropy before and after. So for 7 instruments, entropy measured in the environment dropped down tremendously. For 2 instruments, it was practically no effect. They were stable. So of course, we understand that it depends on where they are staying nearby people, because they are measuring intention of meditations and by a person. Then we repeat same experiments in Mexico City. It was again about 25 people with 5 bival and Sputnik sensors, and you see here all the sensors responded and recorded this response. So it shows us that it's not just variation of some instrument, but it's really significant effect recorded by physical process. Of course, I have clear understanding what does it mean from physical point of view, and I have several papers that explain physical principle of this, because it's all quantum effects. But it is important for us to understand that with our intention, with our meditation, with our positive thought, we can really change environment. And signal may have different inclinations. So in some cases, signal came down. You see, it is time for an hour before intention, this time, and this is arrow after intention. You see absolutely clear signal coming down. And another sensor, before intention and after intention, signal is coming up. In another example, same before and after, you see signal increased tremendously. And another sensor, before and here, and signal drop down. So it means that it may be different type of effect, different type of meditation, different type of intention. But all in all, if we send positive emotions, positive intentions, then we influence world in positive way. And for this, I will show you some very short movie that tells us about this.
Can humans find a time when they will allow space for what they don't believe is possible? For 300 years, science has asked the question, is there a field of energy that connects everything?
Where do our thoughts go when we die?
Someday, there will be inventions in physics, and when they do, you will see that consciousness is energy. What human beings think collectively can be measured.
You have hundreds of thousands of molecules. They can exchange vibrations all over around the field. This is chemistry, but it's a kind of dancing chemistry.
In consciousness, we can communicate and perceive anywhere throughout the entire universe.
Energy increased dramatically.
Distance does not matter.
The field is the origin of everything.
What is a thought? Thought is a particle of light. We can measure it.
Our thoughts are broadcast to the field.
What happens in one part of the field influences other parts of the field in the same instant. And this is deeply profound.
So it was extracts from the movie, The One Field. You can find this movie on the internet, and there it's a lot of discussion about consciousness. There are demonstrations of our experiments with recording this distant influence of consciousness. So it's really very interesting, and I suggest you. So we do a lot of study. I have many papers published on this topic. I have books. We have quantum physical, quantum concepts of consciousness. Of course, it's only the model, but it's one of the models that people are developing now. We have a new instrument, this little device that allows us to take measurement with mobile phone, and that's why using this instrument, everybody can make this type of experiments. So we hope that more and more people will be able to take measurements themselves, will be able to see their level of stress, their level of energy, will be able to see with different sensors the influence of their own meditation, their own thought on the environment. Because we are not just material beings. We are much more than that. We are particles of spiritual life, spirit. We are particle of the universal spirit. And we are all connected together. It is a quantum effect, quantum entanglement. And due to this effect, we can feel each other, we can influence to each other, and we can send positive healing intention to each other. So if you want to be healthy, if you want to be strong and powerful, first of all, send your intentions to other people, because this is the most important. And of course, it was what Dr. Emoto was telling all the time. It was his main vision. It was main part of his philosophy. And in this field, we was very close with him in understanding of this. That's why I became friends, as I've told. And I had tremendous respect to this great scientist and to his achievements. You can find a lot of information about this, about different experiments of different people, because It's not only one our group. There are many other groups as well that make this experiment at our Congress, Science, Information, and Spirit. So we have this Congress in July. Now, of course, as everybody, we make it online. But at this website, sis/congress.com, you can find a lot of recording and a lot of information because all is recorded there. So all this allows us to understand that we need to think about positive topics. We need to send positive intentions. We need to understand that with our positive intentions, with our positive sets, we can change environment, we can change water, we can change other people's condition. And this is what was Dr. Emoto was telling us. And that was proven, really proven by different experiments. Thank you very much for your attention and hope you will be well.